Hello, 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 and welcome to Make Time Your Bitch. I decided to make this module for you guys because I felt like it was like this work can be overwhelming, and I want to make sure that you get the most out of this program, but also that you get the most out of your life. And in order to do that, you're going to have to make time your bitch. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull up a PowerPoint. I will be talking over the slides, but you'll still be able to see me, I think. And if not, it's fine. So you'll get to ask questions later. But basically, I'm going to use these slides so we can stay on target so that you guys can stop and fill out the workbook and that you get, like I said, like you get the most out of this. So you want to make time your bitch because you actually need to manage yourself within time. Like you don't manage time, you manage yourself within time. And you do that by coming up with some practices that are going to help you to do that. So I am going to share all of that with you in this presentation. So I'm going to get the slides up and then I will share that with you. So give me 1 second here. All right, guys. So the reason why I named it this is because I wanted it to be really provocative. Like I wanted to make sure that you understood that you should be questioning everything. Like question the things that I teach you, but also question the things that are like automatics in your life. And, having a provocative photo like this one, and then having a provocative name is helping you to notice, like, what are you thinking about this photo? What are you thinking about the fact that I named it this? What are you thinking about yourself as it relates to time? So start thinking about all those things as we go through this presentation. Alrighty. So here are the 7 steps. In this training, I'm going to talk about the 7 steps, and they are this. Like you have to know what your goals and your priorities are, because if you don't, you're going to be spending time doing things that don't even make sense to you. You want to conduct a time audit. This is going to tell you how you are spending your time. I think a lot of us are wasting more time than we know, and we say that we don't have time, but really we're not focusing on the things that we need to be focusing on. We're using our time in the wrong way. The 3rd step is that decide what must happen. There are some things for us that are just non-negotiables, and you need to figure out what those are. So for me, a non-negotiable is like I get to take a bath every morning or at night, like whenever I decide that I want to do it, but I want to make sure that I have the time to do it. I'm not a shower person. I'll take a shower when I have to wash my hair or something like that, but it's not my thing. So I make sure that I have time for my bath. 4, show up for yourself. So this is really more about like you stepping into who you say you want to be and showing up for yourself. Create time with the 5 a.m. protocol. It's exactly what it says. So waking up early, if you're a morning person, might work for you. Like right now, I'm doing this. It's probably 5 a.m. right now. And it's because I have like the day is already stacked and I had to move some things around because I have a medical appointment. So we'll talk more about that because you don't have to get up early in the morning if you're not a morning person. All right, get it all in the calendar. I have a video that I'm going to share with you guys as part of this series so you can learn how to use the calendar, get everything in the calendar, and use it more efficiently than probably most of us are. And then be flexible and know that you own time, right? So that's like the big piece of this. All right, let's get to it. And when you get your workbooks, I want you to follow along, go back, rewatch this, and then go with the workbook. All right. So the truth about time is that it's a social construct, right? If we look at this from the metaphysical world, time is made up. Time doesn't really exist. But we do have to live within it. And we know that we have to show up at work at a certain time and we have to show up at our house for a certain time. So we do get to manage that. And it's something that you create if you're willing to put in the work and set yourself up for more of it. You can stretch time with focus and being present. So I want you to really start to think about Are you present in your life? And are you focusing on the things that you want to focus on or that inspire you? Either that you run the day or the day runs you. Jim Rohn, he said this. He's a great motivational leader. He's always teaching about leadership and things of that nature. So it's absolutely true. You either run the day or your day runs you. So why do we do this? So it started off with, it really started off with one of you, like one of you guys in the program said to me like, oh my God, I don't know how to get all this stuff done. I've been doing all the reading. I've been doing this. I've been doing that. And I was like, wait a minute. I guess I didn't really set them up to really think about how to structure their time and how to get it done. Now, I realize that some of you think, but Mia, you don't have kids. You don't have to go to another job. But guys, I do have other stuff that I'm doing. And we get to have it all. We get to fit it all in. So anyway, so it started with conversation. We wanted to see our clients winning. And I decided that I'm going to be doing this training so you guys can learn how to make time your bitch. Because time and money are the biggest issues on the planet, right? So you want to make sure that you get your time and your money together. So we got a money module. So why not have a time module? All right, so I'm going to jump off of the video now and then kind of go through this with you guys. Okay, here we go. So determine your goals and your priorities. When you get your workbook, there's going to be some prompts in the workbook to help you with this. So really what you want to think about is, what do you want to create in your life and in your business? And do you have your goals written down? I typically work with mine in a 90-day increments. I got this from one of my coaches, Gina DeVee. And one of the things that she told me was like, you only need to be concentrating on 1 to 3 goals every 90 days. I never worked in a 90-day cycle when I was working for, working for the government as a public manager. But it makes so much sense. Like I love doing this quarterly thing and this yearly thing. And I never really thought about it unless it was budget time, right? So I want you guys to really start thinking about your goals in 1 to 3 month increments. And 1 to 3 goals in a 90-day increment. So in the workbook, there is an example of how you do this. So the big thing is that you want to come up with the big goals and then work backwards to try to achieve it. And I have an example in the workbook. So make sure that you take a look at that. And then there's a place for you to go back in and do the work for yourself. The next thing that you get to do is conduct a time audit. So it's important to get a real sense of how you currently use time before you look to improve your productivity. So what I'd like for you guys to do is there is an exercise in the workbook that talks about how to conduct a time audit. And basically, you can do this by setting up a time log to say, okay, and not like a schedule, but a time log. Like, how are you spending your time? Not like, how do you plan to spend your time? They're very different. So make sure that you create this time, that you conduct this time audit before you even move forward with the next step. Decide what must happen. So most of us, like I said, bubble bath for me, gotta do it, gotta have it. That's like one of my daily practices that I must have. So I want you guys to start thinking about what's a must have for you. Is it spending time with your family? Is it reading to your kids at night? Is it spending time with your significant other? Is it meditation? Is it working with clients? Like, what are your non-negotiables, and they get to happen, right? So write those down, make sure you have them, and then we'll talk about that. So I want you to talk about, in the workbook, there's a space for you to write out 3 to 5 of your non-negotiables. And this could be daily or it could be weekly or monthly, but make sure that you put what it is for you. All right, so you want to show up for yourself. Step 4 is showing up for yourself. And that's, if you say what you're up to, and most of you are up to big things, otherwise you wouldn't be in this program, that you have got to, like, you didn't sign up to do this work to just go through the motions. I want you guys to really dig deep, to really go for it, and to really show up for you. And when you show up for you, you show up for everybody else, right? When you're able to show up for yourself, you're able to show up for everyone else. Now, the biggest part of the 7 steps is this, right? We're going to be creating time with the 5 a.m. protocol. There's a author named Robin Sharma who wrote this book called The 5 a.m. Club. And in this book, he has like these 10 principles of genius. And I absolutely love them. And I think that by incorporating them in your life, you're going to see how you can actually create lots more time for yourself. So the first thing that's in this book is the tight bubble of total focus. So basically what this means is that this is number one. And basically what it means is that you are always present, but you're always focusing, right? We get so distracted by our digital devices, by the needs of our kids, by the needs of our family members, by the needs of our clients. And what he teaches us to do is to refrain from opening email first thing in the morning. Refrain from checking your text messages every 5 to 10 minutes. Refrain from all of the things that distract you and just stay in this tight bubble of focus as much as you can. Number two, which is my favorite, it's called the 90-90-1, 90-90-1 rule. And it really helps with productivity. And in this rule, you are using the first 90 minutes of the next 90 days to do the one thing that's going to propel either your life or your business or your whatever it is that you want to work on to propel it forward. Most of us would probably use this for business, but you're using the first 90 minutes of your workday in order to achieve this. So whatever that is for you, it could be sales, it could be client acquisition, it could be learning how to create a course for your clients. It could be anything. So make sure that for the next 90 days that you are taking the first 90 minutes of every work day to work on that one thing that's going to get you forward. And I assure you that it's going to change your life. When you can focus that much on one project, do you know how much faster you're going to go through it? So you might be able to get 3 things done in the 90 days, but make sure that they're all in the same kind of focus. All right, number 3, the 60-10 method. So after you've done this 90-90-1 protocol, you're going to be doing the 60-10 method, which means that you're going to work for 60 minutes and then take 10-minute breaks. And the breaks could be going outside, taking a walk. It could be, chatting with coworkers if you're in your office. It could be taking a quick nap if that's what you need to do. So make sure that you're staying within the time frame though. So 60 minutes of work, like concentrated work. You don't get to get up, you don't get to you don't get to go to the bathroom, you don't get to go get a snack. Like you need to be focused at your desk, sitting, standing for 60 minutes, and then you take your 10-minute break. And typically you can get 2 of these done after your 90-minute protocol in a day. So if you can, structure your meetings with clients, with your boss, like if you can, structure those meetings in the afternoon when your energy is a little bit lower and you can really just kind of like absorb the information and be a little more creative. In the morning, you want to use that time to stay focused. All right. So that's the 60-10 method. And then the 4th thing is the daily 5 concept. So you want to make sure with the daily 5 concept that you're not over creating things for yourself to do, right? So you want to have only 5 goals that you're trying to achieve in a day, or 5 wins that you achieve in a day. So for an example, it could be, let's see, we're going to work on brand disruptors for the first 90 minutes of today, right? We're going to do that today, and that'll be a win when we get that done. Or the next thing could be have meeting with boss to discuss the new equity position. So whatever it is, like make sure that it feels like a win to you and you want to celebrate those wins, right? So 5 a day, no more than 5. That way you won't be sabotaging yourself. All right. Number 5, the second win workout. So we're assuming that you're getting up first thing in the morning and working out, right, with this protocol. So the second win workout is the workout that you will be doing after dinner, right before dinner. It's to give you a second win at night. So you will go and maybe do some more work. Maybe you'll do some reading. Maybe you'll do some relaxing. It doesn't matter. But the second win workout helps you to increase your energy and gives your brain more power to actually focus. So there are so many benefits to this. All of this information is going to be in your workbook. So I just want to present these ideas to you, and then we'll go through the workbook, and then you can go through the steps for yourself. This one's my favorite, number 6, I must admit. It's the 2 massage protocol. And I realize that what I'm about to say is probably a little controversial, and a lot of you probably say, I don't have the money to do that yet. And just say yet. Don't block yourself from this, because what you'll realize is that this is actually going to help you to create more money. And the premise of this is that you get 2 90-minute deep tissue massages per week. So if you're doing these 2 workouts, you're very focused, you're doing the work, you're going to need these massages because they're going to help you to replenish and repair. So you want to make sure that this is something that you can do. If you can't do 2 per week, start off with 1 a month or 1 every other month, and then start to increase them as your finances increase. But work yourself up to 2 per week, 2 90-minute deep tissue massages, and you'll find the time for it, or you'll die. Like in the book, he says that. He's like, oh, but you'll find the time to die. So yeah, find the time to have these massages done. Plus, you'll enjoy them. I mean, I don't know. There are some people who don't enjoy massages. I'm not one of them. I can get a massage every day. All right, number 7, Traffic University. So if you're commuting anywhere, like if you need to go to, if you're driving to work, which most of us are not right now, if you're driving to work, you should be using that time to be listening to podcasts like Brand Disruptors, or you can be listening to other podcasts, books on tape, but not novels. You want to be using things that will increase your knowledge of your industry or increase your knowledge of productivity, things of that nature. But anytime you're in the car, instead of listening to music, unless the music motivates you, like don't get into a habit of only listening to music in the car. Number 8 is the dream team technique. Gosh, this one's big. I used to believe that I could not afford to have a team. And if you're in business, you can afford not to have a team. You can't afford to. You can't afford not to have one. My business really changed when I first hired a VA, because I was not bogged down with some of the little minute details that really weren't in my wheelhouse, right? And it exponentially changed when I hired an online business manager. And she was able to, she and I were able to decide on what the priorities were for the business, but then also what are the next steps that we need to take each week. So it was almost like having an accountability coach, but also someone who has the knowledge of business to help me to propel that forward. So guys, if you're in business for yourself, the next thing that you need to do is start thinking about how can you hire someone who is opposite of you. So if you're a visionary, you need an implementer. If you're an implementer, you need a visionary. So figure out where you are in that whole space and hire a dream team staff. So now I have, I have the VA, the online business manager, copywriter, and a graphic designer. So all of those people are working on my team to help me to get everything that I do for you guys. Like they're helping me to do that. So make sure that you get the dream team that you need. Number 9, the weekly design system. So on Sunday morning, I meet with my online business manager. Oh, I'm still on. Oh, we're still here. I meet with my business manager. And after we get off the call, I do my planning for the week. So I'm either planning like when I'm going to be, well, I've already had my client meetings already set up. But where in that time am I going to be able to work on some of the things that she's given me to do? And also, what do I want to do, like prioritize my time. So I do that. And I also look at my financials for the week. I do it every week. So it's more so, and we can create this for you guys if you want it. So let me know. You're looking at what's coming in and you're looking at what's going out. And you should be doing this weekly. Some people do it monthly. I like to do it weekly because it helps me to determine, okay, what do I need to get? What do I need to make happen this week? So let's just say I have, I have to pay my online business manager this week, or I'm doing payroll. Like, what is that going to require of me? And based on what's coming in and what's going out, what do I need to do? So you want to make sure that you're planning for your financials, but also that you're planning for what are you going to be doing during the week. All right, so do that, the weekly design system. And then finally, the 60-minute student. Every day you should be taking 60 minutes, an hour to do some studying, whatever that is. It could be, learners are earners. Like, people who learn, they actually make the most money. And this is the same kind of stuff that you would use in Traffic University. So books, podcasts, videos, webinars. My business manager and I are both looking at this webinar from a copywriter because we're working on improving my sales page. The current copywriter that I have, she's working on Brand Disruptors workbooks. So we don't want to take her away from that. Plus, I want to develop my own skills as a copywriter just so I'll know what's good copy. And, good copy is when you want to buy it. So if I want to buy it from myself, then it's good copy. So make sure that you're using that time to propel yourself forward. So if it's a skill you want to develop, if it's something else that you want to create in your life, use the 60-minute, be the 60-minute student and use that time for that. Number 6, get it all in the calendar. I created a video for you guys to show you exactly how I use the get it all in your calendar step. And basically what I'm doing is taking my calendar and using it as a list. So a lot of us have our to-do list every day. I use my calendar for that. So if it starts off that I need to, let's just say, I want to go meet my niece for lunch, I'm going to put it in my calendar. And I'll make sure I'm putting in time for travel on both sides, right? Because I'm not going to be able to be doing any work in that time, or I could be making phone calls. The other part of this is that my team and I work from a software called Teamwork. And like I said, my online business manager, Gaia, she'll come in and she'll put in all the things that we get to do during the week. So I can actually go from Teamwork, copy and paste it into my calendar and just fill up my calendar that way. So I am going to show you guys an example of that in the video that is part of this training. All right. And then finally, you get to be flexible and know that you own time. Like, time is truly your bitch when you can do this. Discipline equals freedom, right? So if we live under the premise that discipline equals freedom, you do have more time to do the stuff that you want to do. You do have more time to be flexible. Now, let me be clear. You cannot always be flexible with your time. Right now, I am in multiple launches. I am, working on this program. I am also growing my business. So I don't really have a lot of free time. And it's okay, because I know that after all of this is done, like, I am going to reward myself. I am going to take some time off. I am going to do the things that I need to do to replenish. And you get to do the same thing. So be flexible with your time when it warrants it. If you need to rest, but do not stop. Don't take this as an opportunity to get yourself out the game, right? Be flexible. Know you own your time. Take the time that you need to rest. All right. So time will be your bitch if you follow the steps outlined in this presentation. Like, no kidding. And like, start to embody these things. It's not going to be easy when you first start. Like, I get it. When I had to read the book like 3 times in order to even get the protocol down, and which is another reason why I like to teach it, because when I teach it, it becomes more embodied. So you guys get to do the same thing. You have to embody these principles. Oh, and then you guys know who I am. So this is about me, how to reach me, yada, yada, yada. Anyway, I'm going to stop the share now, and I am going to leave you guys with this. Like, you get to make time your bitch when you make that a priority. So if you say that you want to have the things that you want to have in your life, you want to be a disruptor, you want to be an innovator, you want to have a kick-ass business, like, you get to learn how to do this. You get to learn how to manage yourself within time. Making time your bitch will help you to do that. So I hope you enjoyed this module. I definitely want to hear your comments. I'm going to upload this for you guys. And yeah, I want to hear all about it. I want to hear about your wins too. So take care.